10. Ooh. Here we go. Welcome, everybody, as you join us live on abc7.com and our 24/7 streaming channels. Chris Christie up in Air 7 HD over a reckless driver southbound on the 405 freeway, leading the LAPD Harbor Division on a pretty wild pursuit here. Started in Wilmington, ended up on the 91 freeway, took it into the Hawaiian Gardens area. A little bit of cat and mouse, and now we are back on the freeway 405 southbound at upwards of 100 miles per hour, weaving through lots of holiday traffic, tail end of the rush hour here as we get into the bottom of the 8 o'clock hour. Things are still pretty busy out there, both north and southbound on the 405. We are now continuing southbound at a high rate of speed, continuing to weave through traffic. All that traffic's doing roughly 80, maybe 70 to 80 miles per hour, some of them. He is going much faster than everybody else and managing to split lanes and weave through all of this traffic. Moderate traffic as he makes his way further south in towards Orange County here, still pushing 100 miles per hour. Again, this is a reckless driver. LAPD waiting for some more backup as they try to re-engage this pursuit. They are not keeping up with them quite yet, but they do have a visual. They are just a little ways back as they try and continue this pursuit. We'll see how much further they continue to pursue the suspect, considering it is a simple, reckless driving suspect. We see that. I mean, he is driving all over the road here as he navigates the 405 freeway, definitely putting lives in danger. But I imagine at some point they will request CHP to get involved here and give CHP the option of continuing this pursuit downstate. So we'll see if that happens. Right now, LAPD still with eyes on him. Look at this, a lot of wild maneuvers here as he starts to take some of these lane changes at extremely high rates of speed, coming really close to some of these other cars. I mean, traffic here, as we make our way further south, is giving him a lot of room to play with, but he's all over the place as he continues southbound on the 405 freeway, now using those express lanes where he's got two wide open empty lanes to basically separate himself from all of that other traffic there. Again, you can see he is still pushing about 100 miles per hour. That is a blue Chevy Cruze that we are tracking here. The driver and an unknown number of passengers, if any. We don't know, and you can see just how hard it is to see inside that vehicle. It's virtually impossible. But as far as we know, just the driver continuing at upwards of 110 miles per hour using those express lanes on the 405 freeway. Coming up on the Fountain Valley area, pushing the pedal to the metal, 120 miles per hour. Again, if you're just joining us on abc7.com, you are looking live at an LAPD pursuit out of Wilmington, their Harbor Division units, trying to catch up with this suspect who is continuing to drive at a very high rate of speed down the 405 freeway. Was off the freeway for a little while as he was kind of zigzagging through the Hawaiian Gardens area. He got off the 91 at Bellflower and eventually found himself back on the 405 freeway. Look at him jumping to those solid white lines to get back in the main lanes there, cutting people off, and a lot of close calls here. If you can see that as he manages these lane changes, he's doing so in a very reckless fashion. He is really cutting it close and coming very close to some of these other cars, practically cutting them off at some points, and they don't see him coming. We've seen a couple of people trying to change lanes and having to reverse course as he comes up from behind in the blind at 115 miles per hour. This guy is coming out of nowhere. If you are trying to change lanes, you will barely see him in time to reverse course, but we've seen a couple of people managing to avoid collisions here, and now this guy continuing in the express lanes back over the white lines at 120 miles per hour using those express lanes. He is the only one in those express lanes. If we widen out, we will see if there's anybody even within a visual distance And I don't see anybody. I do not see anybody. Ryan, is there a helicopter down there? LAPD, are they on scene? They are still on scene. So LAPD's airship is tracking this from above, but there is nobody behind this suspect. LAPD now putting out the request for California Highway Patrol requesting the assistance of CHP to take over this pursuit. LAPD has pulled back. This is just going way too fast. They are well out of their jurisdiction, and it is not worth the risk to public safety to follow this maniac down the 405 freeway at these speeds, especially when they have the luxury of an airship, which is now overhead and able to call out the shots and the location as California Highway Patrol gets into position here. I presume, especially as he ventures further into the OC, we are going to see California Highway Patrol engage with this suspect. But for now, he's got those express lanes practically to himself at triple-digit speeds, and he is using every inch of pavement. And he's been back and forth over those white lines, occasionally jumping into the main lanes in a very haphazard fashion, splitting lanes, cutting people off, and coming very close to the little traffic that there is. The further south we get, we can say this is now relatively light traffic as we get further into Orange County. He is still southbound on the 405 freeway, coming up on Costa Mesa. He is booking it. He is absolutely booking. Look at how much faster he is going than everybody else on the 405 freeway. He is flying past cars that are doing well above freeway speeds. He is pushing 100 to 120 miles per hour, and he's doing so in a very reckless fashion. CHP can't take this soon enough, but right now, the airship really in the truly best position to track this at a safe distance. The only problem is people down there on the freeway can't see him coming, they can't hear him coming, and there are no sirens to alert them of what is coming up from behind here, continuing to weave through traffic as the 405 narrows slightly, pulling all the way over to the right lane, maybe showing signs of an exit opportunity here. Southbound 405 at the 55, continuing at 100 miles per hour in between those two cars there, and still trying to hug that right side now. He's definitely looking for an opportunity to get off the freeway here. He's hugging that right lane. He's going to start using that shoulder here in a second, unless he's got this exit ramp. He may plan on taking this next exit. It's a possibility. We'll see what he does here. He is. He's taking the exit, MacArthur Boulevard. He's taking the MacArthur Boulevard exit at a high rate of speed. He's on the transition here, coming up to a red light. We'll see what he does at this traffic light here as he gets to the end of the off-ramp. He's got a decision to make here. Let's see what he does. Coming around traffic. He's got a lot of traffic here at this intersection, and he's going through the red, making a right turn. Making a right turn on MacArthur Boulevard. Right turn on MacArthur Boulevard. LAPD still overhead. California Highway Patrol unable to catch up with him on the freeway. We will see what the next option is here for law enforcement to get involved. At these speeds, it's going to be tough. Another red light blowing through another major intersection through the red light, and now continuing down MacArthur Boulevard past Main Street. I'm sorry, northbound MacArthur Boulevard, rather. Excuse me. Northbound MacArthur at Irvine, making a U-turn here on MacArthur Boulevard. We are in the city limits of Irvine. Irvine PD may track this guy as he transitions through their city. They may get involved if they are in position. Otherwise, we'll watch him head back towards the freeway here. We'll see. He had the green light there. He's still speeding here at a high rate of speed. The speed limit on MacArthur, I can't imagine it being more than 45 miles per hour in this section. Continuing now southbound on MacArthur Boulevard over the 405 freeway. That is John Wayne Airport near the top of your screen here. Flashing lights at the intersection as he comes up on the intersection of Airport Way near the main entrance of John Wayne Airport. There are police with sirens flashing. A bunch of them. Are those LAPD units or are those CHP? Who is this? Those are CHP units. CHP units off the freeway, now following him, I think, onto airport property here. They must know. They must know. Yeah, they're following him right onto the airport property. He is now starting to get towards the arrivals level. I think the arrivals level of John Wayne Airport. He is now in the airport. You saw that rental car return sign there. This is going to put him at the terminal. He is at the main terminal of John Wayne Airport, and we've got a handful of California Highway Patrol units, I believe, CHP. We had at least 5 or 6 units, and I think they were all CHP, now tracking him into the airport here as they pursue this reckless driver onto the premises of John Wayne Airport. He's underneath the departures level. Bottom left, is that him? No. No, okay. So he is underneath the departures level, presumably either stopped or hiding in the parking section. Of course, an airport parking garage, possibly an ideal place to ditch the vehicle, except he's already got a handful of law enforcement on his tail. So I don't think he's going to get very far. If he does dump the vehicle, it'll be a short foot pursuit, I imagine, through this parking garage. Right now, no sign of the vehicle, as we have now come into a blind spot underneath the departures level in the parking garage or near the parking garage here at John Wayne Airport. Again, a reckless driver on the loose as California Highway Patrol attempts to take this person into custody or end this pursuit somehow. We have not seen him come out that bottom level. Still remains, I believe, underneath the departures level at John Wayne Airport. Car is stopped. The car is stopped at the terminal. The car is stopped at the terminal. It's going to be underneath the section of parking that you see here. This is now going to be a felony stop at John Wayne Airport that we are unable to witness. So we cannot tell you how this is playing out down there. We cannot see it. It is happening underneath the departures level, but I'm being given information from our assignment desk who is telling me that the car is stopped, and presumably you would imagine, if you close your eyes for just a second, not difficult for those CHP units to stay right on him, and presumably if he is stopped, they are probably trying to coerce him out of the vehicle at this point with their guns drawn. We can only assume that is what's taking place if the vehicle is stopped, unless he foot bailed, and then of course they would chase him through this airport here. But right now we do not have any indication. Felony stop in progress. Confirmation now of a felony stop in progress. Unclear whether the suspect is cooperating. This felony stop, again, taking place underneath the departures level at John Wayne Airport is where we are. LAPD's airship still circling John Wayne Airport here as he appears to be cooperating with the California Highway Patrol. They are executing a felony stop. He appears to be complying. Again, LAPD circling John Wayne Airport. We understand that a felony stop is in progress. California Highway Patrol attempting to arrest the driver of a blue Chevy Cruze who we have seen doing ridiculous speeds down the 405 freeway into Orange County here. Started in the Harper Division of LAPD's jurisdiction just about 30 minutes ago and quickly ended up in Irvine, where we are seeing the end of this pursuit, it appears. Just waiting for confirmation that that suspect is in custody, and of course they will have to clear the vehicle. We do not know if there was anybody else inside that vehicle, but safe to assume at this point, at least as far as we are aware, this pursuit has come to an end here at the airport. Got to wonder what made him decide to pull into the airport, whether he knew he was driving onto airport property here, or whether he just ended up here. We saw him make a lot of random turns, several random U-turns earlier on in this pursuit. No real clear destination in mind. Hard to imagine he had a flight booked. So we'll see just what led this suspect here, why he ended up in this location. But it does appear that this has come to an end at John Wayne Airport, of all places. More law enforcement pulling into the airport property here. Once again, if you're just joining us live on ABC7.com and our 24/7 streaming channels, you are watching the end of a pursuit, and I have an update from our assignment desk. Christina, go ahead. 2 people now in custody, 2 people in a Chevy Cruze that led the LAPD on a high-speed pursuit down the 405 freeway. Their airship tracking him all the way into Orange County, and now at the arrivals level of John Wayne Airport, where California Highway Patrol has taken 2 people into custody. This is now a code 4 officially. The pursuit is over, and thank goodness they didn't try and run into the terminal. That would be cause for a virtual ground stoppage if they got anywhere near security. But fortunately, they did not try and run inside the airport. This appears to have come to an immediate end at the drop-off area at John Wayne Airport. California Highway Patrol taking 2 people into custody. And that will do it for our coverage from up here in Air 7 HD on a Friday night. Reporting live from Air 7 HD, I'm Chris Christie, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.